is a monetary system that is a Ponzi scheme. It steals wealth from the middle class and transfers that wealth to the government and the banking sector. These people get to ride for free because what they're doing by printing more currency and diluting the currency supply all the time, and this is what zero interest rates will do. It'll expand the currency supply. When they do this, it dilutes the currency supply and causes the purchasing power to go down. People call it inflation. It's the dollar losing purchasing power, and this goes down just because there's more and more and more units of currency out there. So basically, you know, he's on the path of destroying the dollar.
The average lifespan of a fiat currency, I just learned this, is 27 years. So the U.S. dollar, being a fiat currency, has been around for 40 years. It seems like it's overdue to be replaced and bring back something of tangible value like the gold standard. You've been talking about this for quite some time. Talk to us a little bit about how you transition to a gold standard. In other words, you've got a lot of fiat money out there. Do you need to figure out the ratio between fiat money and the available gold and the money supply, for example, in the U.S.?
One of the things that I did as an exercise, when I was writing back in 2006, roughly, I went and found what would it take to instill confidence once again in the U.S. dollar if the U.S. dollar was going into a hyperinflation or there was a crisis of confidence. And basically, I believe that that would take something like the Bretton Woods system, where the U.S. dollar would be redeemable in gold, but to foreign central banks only. Because believe me, when this current monetary system starts to fall apart, they're going to want to try and run some scam on us again, and only back, they're going to try and back the fewest dollars possible with gold. And so by making foreign central banks only eligible to redeem their gold, that's the way of cheating cheating gold the most, by making the fewest dollars possible redeemable in gold. When I did this, what I did was found out how many dollars are held by foreign central banks, and you just divide it by the ounces of gold that the Treasury claims to own. They may not, all of the gold that the U.S. supposedly has was turned over to the Federal Reserve in 1934, and the Treasury has a bunch of $100,000 gold notes, pieces of paper that say, "I owe you gold," from the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve has all the gold, and the Federal Reserve can't be audited. So what they've done with it over the decades in between, we have no idea, but Alan Greenspan admitted in testimony to Congress in 1996 that the world's central banks were leasing gold to suppress its price, to keep gold's price down. So whether or not the U.S. actually has the gold, that's very questionable. But if they did have all the gold that they said they did, then the price of gold has to rise to about $20,000 per ounce. When I did the exercise, it was $19,837 or something like that per ounce for the Treasury to have enough gold to cover every dollar that foreign central banks are holding. Now, if currencies were to fail and you were just to replace all of the dollars out there with gold, it requires a price around $203,000 per ounce if you were going to just replace all of the currency with gold. I'm not saying that these are these are prices that gold is going to, but gold is still extremely undervalued at this point, and I think that Ben Bernanke's policies basically say that the dollar is doomed. He's willing to sacrifice the dollar to save the economy, but when he sacrifices the dollar, ultimately it's going to ruin the economy. It's a short-term fix. It's a Band-Aid that it's a Band-Aid that's going to